Hello, friends. Good to see you. Welcome in. Just my camera here. Okay, I think we're ready. Hi, y'all. Happy Sunday. Good to see you. Welcome into another live stream. We do this weekly here on the Daily Doug. It is my chance to check in with all of you to make sure that we're all doing okay and to let you know what we have decided to feature this coming week. As usual, we have a great week planned, and I'm looking forward to getting to everything. We also have a big time Doug on demand for our Patreon community coming up at the bottom of the next hour. It's our first one of the year. I'm ready to go, friends. I'm ready. And we've got a bunch of people who have signed up to be there. So it's going to be a party, y'all. So if you can join us, if you are eligible and can join us, hop on over here in about an hour. And I'm sure we'll go longer than 2 hours today, y'all. We got a bunch of people who want to get on the show. So, who is here? Who is here today? There's Bill. There's Margaret. Steven's here. There's Kelly. Kelly did not miss a snow angel. We haven't gotten enough snow where I live to give a proper snow angel. About an hour and a half south of here, they did, but not up here. It's really interesting, right? Chapo is here. There's Adrian. There's Dan and Soggy and Richard. Let's see. Lefe's here. Galen's here. Matt's here. The Observer is here. There's Soggy. All right. There's Galen. There's Fran. We got all my friends here. There's Janine. Hello, everybody. Okay. I think I got everybody. Swedish Penguin is here. Okay. And Nathan is here. Okay. Chris is here from Body, Scotland. At some point I'm going to get to Scotland and I may never leave. I may never leave. The Highlands are calling, my friends. I'd love to go up there. I've bought some artwork, some photography artwork. Megan and I have over the years especially from an Irish photographer who did some shots in Ireland, and a an actor actually who does some photography on the side, who's got a lovely eye for photography. And so we've got some great shots of Ireland and Scotland on our walls. And so I'd love to get over there at some point. I'd love to get over there at some point. Ricky, it's okay. If it's a bit chilly in the Highlands, I'll make sure that I wear underguard protection with my kilt. Okay. Okay. We don't want any drafts. Okay. It's been a great first week. We really hit the ground running this week. Oh, Matt, I won't forget Wales. I won't forget Wales. They're down. They're down and to the left. They're down and to the left. I'll get to Wales too. Um, we started off with some Iron Maiden this year, and we're going to continue on that same track this week. I'm giving y'all a second straight week of starting out with some Iron Maiden on Maiden Monday. And the main reason why is we are going through their fourth album called Peace of Mind. Last week we took a look at side one. And this week, we're going to listen to side two, which has a couple of songs on it that I've already heard, but I want to hear them again and hear them in context with the album. The ones that I've heard is The Trooper and To Tame a Land, both classic songs from Iron Maiden. So as we continue to pay tribute to Nico McBrain, the longtime drummer of Iron Maiden, who has recently announced his retirement from active touring, this is the first album that Nico played on. And so that's why we're taking a look at that one. And I look forward to getting to the rest of it this week. Hello, Nicolas. Good to see you. Excellent, excellent. So we then continued on this past week with an album called Brave from Marillion. And I looked at the entire album for our Patreon community. Y'all, I'm still reeling from the power and sheer brilliance of that album. I think I've listened to it in total 3 times. Once for the actual episode, and a couple more just because I had to hear it again. It's really special, friends. So thanks to our Patreon community for upvoting that one. It makes me for sure know that I want to keep looking into this band's discography. It was a wonderful, wonderful album. So if you don't know it, friends, check on over to our Patreon. And it's behind a paywall, but the paywall's not too high, friends. So enjoy it. Um, there. Marillion with Brave. Wonderful, wonderful album. We then on Wednesday took a look at a song called Given Up from Linkin Park. And it was another look into the just the that side of the human psyche that is disillusioned and alone and just feels like there's no way to go, nowhere to go, and they've given up, right? So that was Chester saying, "I am done." But in what we talked about in voicing that, he actually wasn't done, and he was really looking for help and looking for a way to voice those feelings and get around it. Um, Janine, that was Lincoln Park on Wednesday. It was a heavy, heavy tune, but I got it. It was really really something, really something. Um, you know, Margaret says that she hopes Marbles is next, and Fran says the Strange Engine is epic as well. I want to hear all of them from Marillion. These guys are special, y'all. But we will give other bands their just due, and we'll come back to Marillion when it's their turn again. So yeah, so we looked at Iron Maiden, Marillion, Linkin Park. I did a throwback episode for bassist John Camp of Renaissance, who passed away last month. And we took a look at Ashes Are Burning. My friends, that's another band that you just have to listen to. There's no other singer like Andy Haslam, and that band was special. They were a bunch of people who are classically trained coming together and playing rock and roll prog, and they're just wonderful. There was a spot in that concert or in that performance, them doing Ashes Are Burning at Carnegie Hall, where the whole band is out and it's just John Camp on his bass, and the entire crowd at Carnegie Hall is just with him. They are doing that. And I've been on that stage at Carnegie Hall, y'all. It's so special. And to imagine being on the stage playing your instrument and everybody in the concert clapping along, that's a special thing. That's a special thing. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Hi, Lewis or Louise. Good to see you. Excellent. I'll. It'll be great to have you with us at Doug on Demand coming up here. Coming up here. Right. Wonderful. Matthew says Mozart or Motorhead. What gets you going? It's not a binary question. I think I'm going to go with Mozart on that one. The counterpoint's a bit better. Okay. Mozart's got his heavy stuff too. Hello to our friend in Ukraine. I can't read your name, but I'm glad that you're joining us. Much love, much love. Yeah, Adrian, I think John Camp, especially playing that Rickenbacker, I had visions of Chris Squire in his sound as well, just laying it down for the rest of the band, on the bass. Wonderful stuff. We then finished out the week with a return to music by the Rolling Stones. And Sympathy for the Devil is one that I've heard. I've heard. And I've heard uh, the cover of it by Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Really remarkable and interesting stuff. But what I had not seen was the footage from the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus. And that's what had me very intrigued on Friday. We watched the 1968 performance by the Rolling Stones in front of the Who and Jethro Tull and John Lennon and Yoko Ono and a whole lot of other people and Eric Clapton and people that had been invited to be there. I mean, it was just a very fascinating look into history and to see what was up with people partying in London in December of 1968. That was very fascinating. So that was last week, and so this week, Metal Mark is right. What's up, Mark? Good to see you. We get side two of Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind, including the Trooper and To Tame a Land, and I'm looking forward to doing that. I have not recorded side two yet, so I will let you know what I think about that tomorrow when the time comes. On Tuesday, on Tuesday this week, it's our first behind the score episode for our Patreon of the new year, and this time I am returning to the concerto for group and orchestra by John Lord, performed by Deep Purple, and we've got a score that I'm going to work along with. We're just looking at the second movement this time. We looked at movement one several months ago, and it is time for us to get to the rest of it. We're going to do the second movement this month, and we're going to do the last movement, movement three, next month. And then we'll be done with that classic piece that's been on my mind for a couple of years. And I think we're doing it right. I want to listen to it with the score, and I want to pay attention to it and to give it the time that it needs. There you go. Swedish Penguin is asking, why was your Dream Theater song blocked? Because their record company are a bunch of morons. That's the reason. The band does not want it blocked, and I don't want it blocked, but nevertheless, it is. I use the official video, and that's a lot of times what gets us hooked up into the algorithm and the thing that just um, they set it to get it, to pre-catch it, and um, what are you going to do? I'm just one person. I would love to change the copyright laws and bring them into the 21st century. But I am just one person who is not elected to change the laws. So there you go, my friends. It's available though on my Patreon. Whenever we get stuff blocked here, it's available. I put it, make it available on my Patreon, and it should be available without a paywall. If I have tried to make it available on YouTube and it gets blocked, I'll put it up on my Patreon without a paywall. You just have to be, I think, a free member to get to it. Okay. Adrian says, I am allowed to use stronger words than morons for the record company blockers. How about nincompoops? It's just one step up from moron, right? When you're a nincompoop, that means you know that you're a moron, but you do it anyway. How about that? Crap weasels. That's a good one. I like that. Wonderful, wonderful. Adrian, I am, and Bill, I'm looking forward to getting back into the concerto for group and orchestra. I've got the DVD, got the DVD that I'm going to use right here, and I've got the score ready to go on the computer, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Kelly has upped it a little bit. Douche canoes. We can start having fun with um, um, titles for people that aren't quite cuss words, but do the trick. I also want to tell y'all that we got a few things in this week from friends, and I want to show them off to you. We got a lovely card called Across the Miles, and it's got an emu on it. And this one is from our friend Carrie and her husband Steve, who live in Australia. They sent us some greetings for the festive season. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Mm. I also got a chance this week to meet a good friend of ours in person. Our good friend Marcos, who has been a member of the Council of Dogs for a couple of years and has been a great friend, continues to be a great friend. He's the one that has brought us music from Angra, from especially Yamandu Costa. He's the one that introduced us to Yamandu, and he gifted me a one of his favorite albums. This is from a Brazilian artist called am I going to get it wrong? Javan, Djavan, and he is a Brazilian guitarist and singer songwriter, and this is an album called Novena. It's from the mid 90s, and this is Marcos's favorite album from this artist, and uh, I'm going to listen to it. Thank you, Marcos, for gifting that to me. Y'all have a safe trip home to Brazil. Sending you thoughts. Andrew is asking, do I have t-shirts of artists that I like or have listened to? You darn right. Look at this one. I got a Tool shirt. I tend to pick up shirts when I go to concerts. I have a couple of I have a couple of Tool shirts. I've got a Dream Theater shirt. I've got an Opeth shirt. I've got what else do I got? I got a Slayer shirt. How about that? We got some of our own merch as well. I've got a Big Train shirt. I've got some Haken shirts. Yeah, I like that. So if y'all want to send me shirts, I take either double or triple X. I'm a big dude. So that's my size extra tall, size Doug. Okay. Um, Andrew, I got to get some Genesis shirts. I've got several Genesis albums. I don't have any Yes shirts either. That would be fun. To dress up in a Yes like cover art. That would be fun, right? Um, wonderful, wonderful. That's right, Margaret. The Beat tour. That's one of my latest ones. I went and saw the Beat tour in October and got the shirt with the big elephant on the front of it. That's pretty cool. What's up, Harry? Good to see you. Rock on, everybody. There's John. Harry, I think you're asking about the Beat concert. It was one of the more interesting and well performed rock concerts I've ever been to. It's really cool when you see a an audience at a rock concert all sitting and completely locked in to the people on stage and just paying attention with all their might, because that is rock music, but it's a different kind of rock music, right? It's really cerebral and it's really complex. And they'd get to the end of a song and the crowd would go absolutely bonkers, and then the crowd would shut up and listen again to what they were going to do next. It was a lot of fun to watch four uh, all-time greats at what they do, doing music that not many people can do. It was really, really great. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Thank you, Swedish. Yeah, enjoy that. There's lots of stuff over there. There is lots of stuff over on the Patreon. Wonderful. So, y'all, let's see, it's 118. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm looking forward to a Doug on Demand at the fall at the sorry, at the bottom of the next hour, 2 o'clock on the dot. We're going to do that. And so I'm going to be cutting this relatively short. Hello? Am I back? Am I back? Hey, Meg. I think you're back now. I'm back. That's weird. That's weird. The internet just coughed up a fur ball at me, y'all. I think the phone was like, I need IT support. No, you don't. You're a phone. You're supposed to work. Okay, and we're back, everybody. No, that was I've never seen that before. The screen just went pew, and said unable to connect. I'm like, what do you mean you're unable to connect? It's wireless. It's supposed to be magic. Come on. I didn't even say a bad word. Come on, YouTube. Yeah, it could have been a trouble. Could have been a trouble. That's the trouble with them, you know. What else do I need to tell you, friends? This week, Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind, Side 2. We're going to do Concerto for Group and Orchestra from Deep Purple, second movement over on Patreon. On Wednesday, I'm going to go back to music from gaming. We're going to look at a game that our friend John has suggested. It is a game called Bloodborne, the Bloodborne original soundtrack. And the song that I'm going to listen to is called Ludwig, or is it Ludwig? I have to look that up. Ludwig the Accursed. And from what John tells me, it's um, some real stuff, a real composition with orchestra and a whole lot of effects. And that's one of the things that I've found about these games, y'all, is some of these young people that are into the games are listening to more classically oriented music than we think, because a lot of these games are where some of our composers are going to write their major ideas, their orchestral ideas. It's hard to get them on the stage, but it might be a little bit easier to get it on a game. Get it performed, get it recorded, get it included in a game. So that's what we're up to. It's a game that came out in 2015, and the game is called Bloodborne, and the song is called Ludwig the Accursed. I can't wait to hear it, y'all. So even if you're not a gamer, join me for that one. It's going to be an interesting one to check out. Okay, Johnny, Johnny, where'd you go? I remember Jeremy's name. I can't remember where I remember it, but I've looked at a piece of his before, and all of them that I've said um, has been wonderful. So I'm looking forward to getting to our first gaming selection of the new year on Wednesday. Um, um, Margaret, that's a good idea. I will reboot and restart my router and all my internet before we do Doug on Demand. We don't want any balls dropped. You know what I mean? That's just for New Year's Eve. Let's see. What's on Thursday? Here's what I'm going to do, friends. On Thursday, I'm going back to it's going to be another throwback episode. And by throwback, I mean it's previously recorded. The reaction is previously recorded. And this is the result of another one of our videos that unfortunately has been blocked. And it's from Alice in Chains. And the song is called Down in a Hole. I looked at the MTV Unplugged version of that um, a year or two ago, and was blown away by it. And then not too long after that, it was people were watching it. Like a couple weeks later, gets blocked. It's out for a couple weeks and gets blocked. So not too long after that, I decided to put the entire album that it's from, Dirt, up in a poll on Patreon for a full album reaction. And it was a very close poll, but it won. And we looked at Down in a Hole in the context of the album, and it took on a little bit of a different perspective, because one, I'm listening to the studio version of it instead of the unplugged version, and I'm listening to it in context with the rest of the songs on the album. So what I'm going to do is to release my reaction to Down in a Hole from the studio version of it, and so that way we have a good reaction by me of that song on YouTube and available for folks. um, I went back and watched part of it this past week, and it holds up, y'all. So I want to share that with all of y'all this week. And that's what's coming up on Thursday. Mark, I like that original one as well. I like both of them. It's a wonderful song. It's a wonderful song. Let's see. Hey, Sheila, glad you're here. I think all of our internet sucks a little bit today. I think the internet's taking the Sunday off. You know what I mean? Sireneth is asking, how tough is it to get into Berklee College of Music? Is it a good college? How do college roll? Wow. In the US, should students be acquainted with musical instruments? That's a lot of questions. How tough is it to get into Berklee College of Music? I don't know. I don't know. I can tell you that it has a very high reputation, a very good reputation. Uh, and that school has turned out a lot of wonderful, well-known performers over the years. There is, as far as I know, they're more of a conservatory than a regular like liberal arts college, and so it's going to be very intensive, and they are going to push you to be the best you can possibly be, especially on your instrument and performing. That's what I understand about Berkeley, and especially with their jazz and world music. They've got a lot going on. And I've been out of college admissions and all that stuff for long enough to know that I really don't know what's going on anymore. So look into it. I'm sure they would love to have you or anybody that you're affiliated with, right? They just got to pass the audition. That's the fun part. That is the fun parts. Uh, let's see. What else? What else? Ah, I have to tell you what's going to be happening on Friday. Our Masterpiece Friday. I am looking at a little song called "The Yellow Brick Road" by Elton John. It's actually called "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road" from Elton John. I know, of course, the original from the double album from 1973, but I recently heard a cover of it that absolutely left me astounded, friends, and it's by Sarah Bareilles. On New Year's Eve, Sarah Bareilles did a concert with the National Symphony Orchestra at the Kennedy Center, and the Yellow Brick Road, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, is one of the songs that she did. She reharmonized it. It's a new arrangement, and it blew me away. Elton has not performed this song live in many, many years because it's so vocally difficult. Um, and so, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the original and see what Elton and Bernie did with this title track from 51 years, 52 years ago now. That's so darn epic. And then we're going to see what Sarah did to it and look at how the differences work. And I'm excited to get into that. I really am. Yes, ma'am.
In regards to the Sarah Bareilles concert, please make sure you tell them to
Megan's giving me notes.
find the video of Sarah and Rufus Wainwright singing
Ah,
"She Used to Be Mine" and have a box of tissues with you.
the song is called "She Used to Be Mine."
If I come closer, can they hear me?
Yeah, I think so.
So I am very much not camera ready, but I hope you all can hear me. So
Meg's talking.
Regarding the Sarah Bareilles concert that Doug mentioned, find the YouTube video of her and Rufus Wainwright singing "She Used to Be Mine." Have a box of tissues with you. It is unbelievably
We watched that.
Incredible, and I just sobbed my way through it. I've watched it twice and sobbed my way through it both times. Yeah. It's amazing.
It's legit, y'all. Yeah. Sarah Bareilles is one of the greats of our generation, by the way. Absolutely incredible, y'all. So there you go. We're going to take a look at the classic song "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road." I'm going to take a look at the original one by of course Elton John and Bernie Taupin, and then we're going to follow it up with an updated arrangement um, with Sarah Bareilles. And yeah, y'all, it's a special concert. If you want to watch the whole thing, it was done on PBS. There's a bunch of it that's on YouTube, and it's just remarkable. It's remarkable how good they are. Yeah, we enjoyed watching that. And I almost did the Yellow Brick Road this past week, but I wanted to get the Rolling Stones in there first. So they're coming this week. But I was like, I've got to just put in this song. I've never done a full analysis of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, so that'll be fun to do. And then I really want to dive into what the changes were, the dynamics, the reharmonizations, all of it. It's going to be a fun video on Friday. So that means, friends, we've got Iron Maiden on Monday. We've got Deep Purple with the Concerto for Group and Orchestra on Tuesday for the Patreon. We've got the Bloodborne video game original soundtrack with Ludwig the Accursed on Wednesday. Alice in Chains, Down in a Hole on Thursday, and then Goodbye Yellow Brick Road on Friday. That's as good as I can do this week, my friends. Mark, my drumsticks are virtual. If I had drumsticks, I'd really hurt people. And I've got so much stuff around me here. You know, I'd hurt somebody. I don't know where Trixie is, y'all. I think she's hiding out with Megan as she goes. But actually, Arlefi is asking, is the Daily Dog on YouTube? No, but we're on Instagram. You can follow Trixie at It's the Daily Dog on Instagram. So we would love to have more followers over there. We put something up we posted something last night. Trixie and I were snuggling on the couch, and that was pretty darn cute. I enjoyed that. We will, Margaret. We'll give her a treat. We give her too many treats. But oh, Adrian, hang on a second. It's the Daily Dog. That's the one. If you search that on Instagram, you'll find Miss Trixie. Okay? You'll find Miss Trixie. Or if you go to my story, I've got a story of the same post, and then you can get to her the back way. Ah, Matt, thank you for reminding me. That's the one thing I need to do. I need to get the fan favorites going. Fan favorites. FF. Yeah, we're going to do a round of songs from the master list. I just need to pick a bevy of songs for y'all to select from. I need to do that. And I'll do that within the next day or two. Okay? Thank you very much. The fan favorites, I've got that due to come out on Tuesday the 28th, later on this month. So, oh, Ricky, yeah, I know about the proms. I've seen lots of great performances from the proms. Oh, wonderful. I love y'all. Y'all are great. Louise, yeah, Focus 3. I think I've done some of that album, Focus 3. I know that I have it on vinyl. I don't think I've done the whole thing, but I've done part of it. All right, and y'all are getting ideas now. No, we can't call it a Fran favorite. Then that would mean it's just Fran. We got to share the love, right? Harry, I've reacted to Muse. I've even done some, like a full album from Muse. What was that album? Was that called Absolution? Oh, shucks. Muse. Yeah, Absolution. I had it right. I've done that whole album. It's over on Patreon, and we've got a few of their titles on YouTube here. Great stuff. And Andre, you need to look up as soon as we're done here. You need to look up my reaction to Hocus Pocus by Focus, and be prepared for some awesomeness. That's one of my absolute favorite episodes, and you'll know why. We had a fun time with that one. Yeah, Harry, we've taken a look at Knights of Sidonia as well. Yeah, wonderful stuff. See, we've done some of the latest David Gilmour album, and that got blocked as well. So sometimes stuff gets through and sometimes it doesn't. But thank y'all for continuing to put stuff in front of me to remind me to get to, or that I can say, yes, I already done that. All right, well done. Yeah, I enjoyed it, especially the Knights of Sidonia. It was really cool. The Four Horsemen. It was really, really a fun thing. Muse, what a great sound from those guys. We've got lots of stuff that we want to get to this year. I think it's going to be just a wonderful year. I can tell you that I'm going to be getting to another Rush album before too long. I'm not sure what the next EPL is going to be. We've got a council hangout coming up on the 25th. And like I said, at the bottom of this hour, it's 1:35 now, so I only have 25 minutes left. We have our next Doug on Demand, and that's going to be a whole lot of fun for a couple of hours. So join me for that. It's going to be great. Relative Time Works. I hope you're lucky today. I'm hoping everybody's lucky today. I love listening to all of that. Harry, yeah, I've done quite a bit of Opeth too, including recently. Just last month, I took a look at the entire Last Will and Testament album, so that's available on Patreon as well. Check it out. That's the second album from Opeth, the whole album that I've done. I tell you what, y'all, let me do this before I leave. If you want a good resource for us, I need for this to load so that I can copy the link and I can share it with all of y'all. Come on. There, 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 this. That, my friends, is a Google Doc that is searchable, and you can take a look at all of the stuff that I've done. If you want to take a look at or search for a specific song or album or band or artist, that is a great resource. Our great friend Arrow to the ACL keeps this up, and it's a great resource. I use it for myself all the time. So there you go, my friends. That is it's a read-only document. You can't change it, but you can look at it and you can search it, and that'll be wonderful. Andrew, yeah, we'll get to some more Coltrane and some jazz too before too long. But for right now, friends, I want to remind you of what's coming up at this week, and then I need to get ready for Doug on Demand at the bottom of the hour. Coming up this week, Iron Maiden, Maiden Monday. We're doing side 2 of Peace of Mind. On Tuesday, it's the Concerto for Group and Orchestra from Deep Purple, Movement 2 for our Patreon audience. On Wednesday, it's Ludwig the Accursed from the Bloodborne original soundtrack. On Thursday, we've got Alice in Chains with Down in a Hole. And then on Friday, it's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road from Elton John, and with a new cover version of it by Sarah Bareilles.
Tell them that the link you posted is in every description of every video.
That's also true. Thank you, Meg. The little document that I put in here is in the description box of all my videos. So if you ever miss it and you want to know how to get to that, that's where you find it. Okay? I think we're done here, friends. Okay. It's ready. I gotta refill my coffee. I gotta get a fresh bucket out, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to get ready for some Doug on Demand. Y'all, I will see you soon on Zoom, and we'll have a good time this afternoon. And then after that, I'm going to watch some football on the DVR. That is for sure. So thank you, friends. Be well, and I will see you along the way. Okay? Peace. Bye-bye. Hey, I got to hit that. Or are you sure you want to stop streaming?